But is this really what kids are like right now? I don't have any yet, but that scares me. What's making them like this?
So is that the question?
The final question.
Okay.
Am I the asshole?
We only have an hour. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Am I the Asshole Files. I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Miranda.
Hey!
We're doing 4 back-to-back Am I the Asshole stories with our normal shenanigans, but we're tossing it back and forth. So I'll start us off with story number 1. Miranda will lead story number 2. I'll take story number 3. Miranda will wrap up with story number 4. And then we'll end with our votes for the Asshole of the Week award. Mm-hmm. Now, for those that aren't familiar, at the end of each Am I the Asshole Files episode, we're going to put in our vote for what we're calling the Asshole of the Week award. So out of these 4 stories, we're going to put in our vote for which ones we think is deserving of the weekly Asshole of the Week award. But it's not up to us. We just get votes. It's up to all of our ranters out there to let us know what the final verdict is. So at the end of the episode, feel free to cast your vote on whatever platform you're listening to this on, and we'll see who the Asshole of the Week award goes to. Mm-hmm. The winner will be announced at the beginning of the next week's Am I the Asshole Files, so that everyone has 1 week to get their votes in. I think 1 week is plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
Last week's Asshole of the Week award went to story number 1, Bridezilla, or #Gemily.
Oh.
Which doesn't surprise me at all, because that chick was fucking nuts.
She was crazy, yeah.
If you're not familiar with the story, check out episode 95, Am I the Asshole Files, titled Gemily, Bridezilla, Concert Husband, Apartment Thief, Deadbeat Boyfriend, and A-Hole of the Week Award. You can also check out all the other contenders that we had last week. Mm-hmm. So let's see who our contenders are for this week. Yeah. Let's dive right into this week's Am I the Asshole Files. So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Using the Wrong Gender Bathroom? Off to a really strong start.
Continue. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Okay. I was at Chipotle with my family, and suddenly my 4-year-old kid tells me he needs to go potty. I went to the woman's side, but it was locked/in use. I saw the man's side was vacant and used it. It should be noted these are individual bathrooms, just one toilet. I take him and let him do his business. Unfortunately, he missed, overshot, and I had to clean that up. The next patron outside was banging on the door. We cleaned up, washed up, and walked out. This 40-something-year-old guy was glaring and started to shout at me, saying things like, I'm being ridiculous, being privileged to use a man's bathroom, and that would never fly for the other gender, and how I'm being a poor example to my son while he's loud and using profanity. I covered my son's ears as he started to cry. He's a sensitive child in the first place. We think he might also have mild autism, yet to be diagnosed. His doctor did notice something was off. Mm-hmm. I said to get the fuck out of my way since he was in the path of leaving. My husband also waved the staff over. They got there, and he was kicked out of Chipotle. I also called the cops on the dude since I noticed he was loitering around, but left when cops pulled up. That was probably a good call.
Yeah.
Was I the asshole for using the wrong gender single-person restroom in a restaurant?
No, that is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. This guy sounds like a fucking moron. Yeah, he sounds like an idiot. Also, what do you mean, the privilege of using the men's restroom? I don't know how familiar all y'all out there are with men's restrooms. They're typically fucking disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
There is no privilege of using them. They're horrifying. I say I've worked in a gas station and had to clean men's bathrooms. That's why I'm saying this. If I'm not talking out of my ass, I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
I think this is more geared towards, I don't agree with this fucking guy in any way, shape, or form. But I think the roles would be reversed if it wasn't a single stall bathroom.
That's okay. So that's what I was thinking initially.
You know what I mean?
Then I was like, okay, I get where you'd be coming from if like you're in there. But then when you said it was in a Chipotle, I'm like, I've never been in a Chipotle that was big enough to even have like stalls in there.
No,
like,
it's single, yeah.
Yeah, I think every Chipotle I've ever been in has like just one bathroom or, you know, like one per or whatever.
Yeah.
Even at like fucking Five Guys or Qdoba or like, I'm trying to think of all these other places. Yeah. They have like the men and women's or whatever, but like they typically don't have stalls.
And
so it's the same thing as using a bathroom in somebody's house.
You can always tell too if there's a lock on the door and there's only one stall. Obviously, it's designed for one person, right? If it's a door that doesn't have a lock,
then you can go in.
Yeah, there's multiple stalls most likely. Every Chipotle, like you had said, every Chipotle I've ever been in, it has a lock on the door and it's a single stall with a single sink.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So like you're not. I don't think we're crossing the realm of like gender kind of. You know what I mean?
Even that whole. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get on that whole fucking whatever. Anyway, that guy sounds like an idiot. And then he comes up and just starts pounding on the door, you fucking Neanderthal. Is that how you act in public? That's how I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, don't do
Open the door. I gotta pee. My bladder's more important than yours.
And
you
also,
sound like an idiot.
He doesn't know who's in the bathroom at this point.
Exactly. Like that could be like a handicapped man in there that is like trying to get himself in and out of his wheelchair. And you come in and start pounding and yelling and doing all this shit. Just calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Uh-huh.
You're being ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know why you would. Because if it was, like I said, if it was just some random person, like, why are you doing all this extra shit?
He sounds like a little bitch.
Yeah, I guess so. So what's your verdict, obviously?
I think, oh, wait, I forgot we're not talking about the man. You, OP, are not the asshole.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I agree.
I was going to say at first when she said that she called the cops, I was about to be like, that's a little extreme. But then when she said that he was loitering around, outside, I was like,
well, now your safety is coming into.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like, I thought initially she was going to say that she called the cops because of that interaction. But then if like you have that interaction, he got kicked out and then he was loitering around, like, I get it.
You should call the cops.
Understand? Sure. Yeah, because you don't know what he's doing out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she made the right call for sure.
Yeah.
Reddit's overall verdict was not the asshole, obviously. I got the 3 of the top comments that I saw. Not the asshole. This is ridiculous. It's a single bathroom. You would be in the wrong had it been stalls, but no, your son needed to go, so you used the bathroom. If your husband would have gone instead, the guy would have had to have equally weighted. So what's the issue? Gendered single bathrooms never make sense to me. It is ridiculous.
Yes, it's the same thing in a house. We have multiple bathrooms, but like we don't have a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom. That's true. Exactly. Like it's one fucking room.
I would probably rather use the female one anyways than the male because it's always going to be dirtier. So like
men's
it's not like
restrooms are fucking gross.
Exactly.
And not to mention how gross they are, but like then how little you have to replace the soap in there on top of it because they're also not washing their hands.
Oh, yeah, that's disgusting.
It's I hated that task when I worked at the gas station. I would be like,
so long ago.
Literally, yes, I'd be like, I'll do anything else. Like I'll do everything else and the women's bathroom. Please don't make me clean the men's.
It's even worse when there's a shower in there too. And people are like, anyways.
I have cleaned more men's doo-doo than I fucking care to.
Yeah, that's gross. Second comment is, it sounds like this man has anger issues and a bad bladder. I think that's pretty obvious. But that's not your fault. You were taking a little boy into the little boy's bathroom. I don't see any issue with this, especially if it was a single person room, not the asshole.
Yeah.
This is probably the funniest one that I saw. I'm assuming this is a male. Doesn't actually say it, but I'm assuming. It reads, I'm dumping out in a woman's restroom as I type. Don't give a fuck, not the asshole. I was like, okay. I mean,
all I ask is that you get it in the toilet, don't get it on the seat, flush and wash your fucking hands.
Just that.
Then feel free to use our bathrooms all you want. That's okay.
Dumping out in a woman's restroom as I type. Don't give a fuck. But at least they added, not the asshole at the end. So.
That was funny.
Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, I always think that shit's stupid. I've definitely used men's bathrooms with the stalls, specifically at the bar when the line is too long and I'm about to piss all over myself. So I don't know. I guess I really don't have a leg to stand on as far as that whole argument goes. But I do understand, like,
public restrooms are fucking gross.
Yeah, I don't like them, but yeah, I understand like the concern and stuff behind like the other people being in there and all that. But I mean, that's also why I don't like to send the kids to the bathroom by themselves either. Like, I'll go by myself. And if somebody is in there, then like, I'll whatever. But like, I don't like sending the children by themselves because you never know who's in there.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy banging on the door, like, what if the guy comes out and like, he's bigger than you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to ask you what the fuck your problem is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Your temper is
like, how is that fucking appropriate?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're lucky it was a woman, a mom and a child that came out. Because like, what if it was somebody else? That,
I mean,
what
honestly,
if somebody else?
My big mouth is going to get me killed one day because I would have opened that door and been like, what the fuck is your problem?
For real though. Like, why are you behaving in this way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy fucking people. All right. Time for our second Am I the Asshole?
Okay. So the second story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Telling a Little Girl That Her Parents Should Be Disappointed in Her? Oof. Earlier today, I was doing some grocery shopping and I was just finishing up to head up to the checkout to pay for my items. A little girl, probably 11 or 12, and a friend that looked about the same age came up to me and asked if I would be willing to make a purchase for them. It immediately raised red flags, so I asked what type of purchase. She tried to beat around the bush for a couple of seconds, saying that it's actually not for me, it's for my friend, but I promised her I would get it for her. I told her that I would not be making any purchase for her that she cannot make for herself because I had a feeling that it was for alcohol. She got a little irritated with me and asked why. I told her that if she could go ask her mom and her mom would say no, it was not my place to say yes. I made a comment about how she needed to be a bit more mindful with coming up to people that she doesn't know in this manner and that it can be dangerous. She got incredibly angry and started cussing me out. She called me a fat cow and a dried up old bitch. I'm 24, so whatever. But I went to walk away, and as I turned around, I heard her say, she's probably a lesbian slur too.
Oh,
yes.
The D word.
Yep, the D word.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
I about lost it. I turned back around, stood right in front of her, leaned down so I was on her level and said, little girl, you need to go home to your parents right now and tell them that they should be disappointed in your behavior. That is not how you speak to people. She started laughing and her friend walked away. I feel like I'm the asshole in my response to her. I feel like I should have just ignored her and walked away. But in my mind, if I don't at least attempt to shut that behavior down when I see it, I'm not doing my due diligence to society. Some people's children are never told no, and they feel comfortable saying anything they want. I don't know why a 12-year-old has shaken me up, but is this really what kids are like right now? I don't have any yet, but that scares me. What's making them like this?
So is that the question?
The final question.
Okay.
Am I the asshole?
We only have an hour.
Am I the asshole for telling a little girl that her parents should be disappointed in her?
No, absolutely not. I don't know if this one's weird. I definitely think that you went light on her, but at the same time, like you said 12, right?
Yeah, she said 11 or 12.
11 or 12,
thinks.
yeah. So like you saying that isn't going to do anything. It's not going to change anything at all. I would almost, not to be like a Karen about it, but I would try to do something that has more impact. And the only thing that comes to mind with this one is like going to the management or whatever and being like, hey, that girl just asked me to buy her alcohol. She's like 11 or 12, right? And then maybe her fucking picture will be put up in there.
Something,
you know what I mean? Like, do not allow
even
this
just
patron.
Like a little scare.
Something like, yeah, exactly. Like a scare or something. You just saying that and her laughing in her face isn't really doing anything. It may make you feel better. But I can also appreciate the emotional, what's the word? The emotional drive that you had in doing this action, right? Because like you were walking away from the situation, right? Just washing your hands of it. And then she called you the slur, right? And I can appreciate that, right? How you took offense to that and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like, is it really going to do anything? No.
Yeah.
You telling her, oh, go tell your mom. That's not going to do shit.
She's not going to tell her mom anything.
No, exactly. She's going to forget about it. But if you find something that has more impact, either something that scares her, if there's like security. This is a mall?
Yeah, I think she said she was at she was doing some grocery shopping. So
it's a grocery store.
I guess maybe a grocery store then.
Okay.
If anything, it would like if it's like in a little strip mall or something.
So I would have continued to walk away. Again, I can appreciate that word setting you off. I can appreciate that. What is it? Hindsight's 20/20 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in the perfect scenario, you would go to like security or the manager or somebody before they're able to leave the store and be like, hey, she just called me this and she's asking me to buy her alcohol.
Yeah.
And then that's going to fucking put up some red flags, and somebody that actually has some authority in that establishment is going to fucking get her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either ban her or call the police or whatever, right? I think that's going to have a lot more effect than you just telling her, go tell your mom that you're,
I agree.
You know what I mean? But absolutely not the asshole.
Yeah, I agree. And Reddit agreed with you. So I got the top 3 comments. Well, the 3 that I liked the most.
Okay.
The first one said, not the asshole. LMAO, you weren't mean enough. And then it said in quotes, like in a response to the child, maybe I am, but I'm also not a little dumbass looking to get kidnapped in the mall over a vape or a fifth.
All right. You're talking to an 11-year-old. Let's calm down, Reddit.
And they said, I would have called mall security. Well, I guess they thought it was the mall. I would have called mall security about minors soliciting older people to buy them illicit things. Huge liability issue, not only because of the request, but for the types of individuals they may run into on their ask. Not so funny when you get trespassed from one of the only places young people can freely congregate, outside of like public libraries, all for being a little shit.
And also, I would even add hate speech onto that. If the authorities get involved, not only are you trying to, what's the word? Elicit?
Yeah, they're trying, or like solicit
alcohol or
like
whatever the
illegal substances or whatever.
So not only that from an 11 or 12-year-old, right? But also like authorities get involved and there's hate speech involved.
Oh yeah, and if
now
you keep
you're really
acting
gonna
like
get
a little
scared.
shit,
So
they'll
now,
slap that on you.
So now it's not the daughter, these little girls going to their parents and telling them what you said, but it's the cops that's gonna tell the parents what the fuck you said.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. The second one said, not the asshole, and you were right to tell her what she's doing is dangerous. Predators look for kids like her. Which is true.
100%, yeah.
Literally, all it takes is for somebody to be like, yeah, let's go get it. And then you're gone.
100%, yeah. You can never be seen again.
And the last one was not
4?
the asshole. What?
Was this 4?
No, this is the third one.
Oh, okay.
Not the asshole, you let her off easy. I don't let my kids be disrespectful, and I'll be damned if some random child is going to be. And I don't care if her parents have a problem with it. One of the main things you're responsible for as a parent is preparing your child to be successful in life, and acting like that isn't it. Some kids aren't taught basic home training by their parents and have to learn some other way. I was one of those kids who had to learn the hard way, and now that I'm older, I appreciate the lessons I got from strangers. Just along lines of what we were saying.
Yeah, I just don't think that you telling her to go tell her mom that she's misbehaving is going to do anything.
No,
but I understand.
I agree though that like if it was from somebody, like whether it was the cops, like the manager or whatever, something that they had the authority to like put something in place, then yeah, she definitely needs that, and sooner rather than later, because that shit's not going to get better.
We need adults to talk to the other adults about what's happening, and not talking to the child to go talk to the adult.
Well, part of the problem too is that if like she's allowed to behave like this, and speaking to her parents isn't going to fucking do anything anyway.
That's fair.
So that's what I'm saying. If it gets to the point where like the cops do get involved, then at least like now you're on their radar.
100%,
like your name is written down somewhere.
Well, also if the cops go to your house or whatever, they can also do things like child endangerment.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could be real close to getting a CPS call. So.
I do want to look on the other side of the coin, though, is that there are kids out there that behave one way in public, and then when they get in front of their parents, they're fucking. They're like they're saints.
Act like they're exactly
perfect, right? So that could be happening as well.
But that's why I still agree that it would take somebody with more authority 100%. To go and approach the parents, so that either if they do condone it, then somebody else tells them that they need to get their shit together, or if they don't condone it, then they for sure know what their daughter has been doing.
2 scenarios pop into my head if that COA course of action were to be taken, is that the family walks into the local grocery store and they see her picture up on the wall. How in the fuck did your picture end up on the wall? That's scenario number 1. Number 2 is, why in the fuck are the cops at the front door?
Yeah.
Both of those are going to teach you a lot more than what OP did. But at the end of the day, OP is definitely.
I mean, either way, if that's my kid, I'm going to be on your ass like white on rice from here on
100%.
out. So,
Yeah. Especially, so like the alcohol thing is wrong. Absolutely. I don't want to downplay that. But the hate speech is what really what does
That's
it.
what really speaks to the character, I think.
100%. Yeah. And also like, well, again, I don't want to blame the parents for this because it could be night and day compared to the public.
Yeah.
But you learn this from somewhere. But like let's be honest, you're in fucking public. You're probably in a public school system, right?
And middle school age.
Exactly.
You're hearing
so
all kinds
hearing
of
all that
things.
shit, right? If you're hearing that at home, I know we say some off the wall shit.
Don't say that.
I mean, even on the mic, but even like in the comfort of our own home,
Yeah.
right? But it is nowhere like it is. There's no hate speech happening within these four walls.
No, not even as a fucking joke.
No, it wouldn't even. No, it wouldn't even be allowed. So
No.
like, as long as this speech, these words aren't coming from the home and it's coming from the school, then I definitely wouldn't blame the parents.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you
there's no way to tell where it's coming from for sure, but somebody needs to nip it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's going to be a little hellion.
Oh yeah. Somebody needs to, and I mean, sometimes kids need the fear of God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes that's enough to kind of scare them straight. Mm-hmm. And that's what this little girl needs, you know?
Yeah. I know I for sure was never taking the risk of having the cops bringing me home. I was always too fucking scared. I was like, if I go to jail, like you guys are just gonna have to keep me because I'm not. I was like, I'm not calling my mom.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna have to be raised in a jail cell. Oh well, I made my fucking bed. But yeah, I was like, if I go to jail, I cannot call my mom. So.
Oh God. Oh, you're funny.
Well, safe to say, never been locked up.
There you go.
All right.
That's good.
Now it's time for our third Am I the Asshole story.
So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Removing My Doormat Because It Scares My Neighbor's Kid?
Okay.
My wife and I, both 32, have been living at our apartment for 4 years and are both huge horror fans. We have had an Art the Clown doormat from Spirit Halloween for 2 years now. It's not a Halloween decoration. It's just what we like. Last month, around the beginning of April, we had some neighbors move in across from us. They have 2 kids. One is a baby and one is maybe 3 to 4 years old. The first time we met them was a couple of days after they moved in. We were all bringing in groceries, and I introduced myself, shook hands, all that. The dad says, "Still Halloween, huh?" And I just laughed it off. Since then, we've come home 4 times to them flipping our doormat, and we know it's them because we have a Ring camera. We were fine letting them do it and then just flipping it back until a couple days ago when we caught them doing it in person. We asked what the issue was, and apparently their son is super afraid of it, even though the kid was right there and was acting completely fine. Not crying, not anything. The only one that seemed agitated at all was the mom, who swore at us and rolled her eyes and was just generally unpleasant. Haven't interacted with her much before or since. My wife waited until they were inside and flipped it back over. I stayed out with the dad and talked it over, and he seemed fine. He said he understood it was our space and he talked it over with his wife and that his son was old enough to understand it couldn't hurt him. This morning we walked out and saw our doormat wasn't even flipped over. It was thrown outside of the stairwell. We live on the 4th floor, so it is a very deliberate thing. My wife wants to report it to management, but I'm just about tired enough of this. I kind of want to throw it away, but I also want to keep it. I don't know. I'm just confused, y'all. So again, am I the asshole for not removing my doormat because it scares my neighbor's kid?
No, I'd keep it just for the principle. Just because you think that you can come and touch my shit and then throw it, I'm going to keep it for fucking forever. Matter of fact, I'm going to cement it down in front of my door. I'm going to find some way to attach it to the ground so that you can't move it. I'm going to Mod Podge that bitch down. Okay. That's a craft thing. It doesn't actually do it. It's not going to work.
Okay.
But yeah, no, seriously though, I would.
What about the child aspect of it though?
You just said the kid was fine.
Okay. Interesting.
Tell him it's not real. That's what we do.
Okay.
Same logic.
Okay.
People need to talk to their children with some logic. I'm just saying. Even the dad was like, yeah, he's old enough to understand that it can't hurt him. I would literally have like gone to the kid and been like, okay, can I like step on your doormat for just a second? And I would have been like tapping my foot on it. Like, see, nothing's happening. I'd go do a little dance on it and be like, see, I'm okay. Nothing's happening. It's not going to hurt you. It's not real. It's fake. It's just a picture. You just explain it.
Right. But I mean, he's 3 to 4. So what if like he's getting night terrors from the clown?
If that was the case, then the dad should have said that. But he said that the kid was fine.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he said that the kid...
OP said that the kid seemed fine. The dad never said that.
No, he said that when he talked to the dad, that the kid was old enough to know that it's not scary and that he's fine.
He should, yes.
Okay, so do your job as a parent and talk to your fucking kid.
Okay.
Why is that my problem?
Okay. Well, you're also declaring, you're also, the way that I looked at it too when I first read it is that I do kind of agree. Obviously, it's your space, it's your life, whatever. But you're also, for something so minute, you're declaring war with your new neighbor. You know what I mean?
They're declaring war with OP. They started it.
Yeah.
OP did nothing but mind their own fucking business and leave their doormat where it was.
Well, if you cement it to the ground, you're...
Obviously, they're not doing that. I was just talking shit. I'm allowed to speak hyperbolically. It's okay. Yeah, no, I think that if that actually was the case, that the kid really was having like night terrors or something, then be an adult, go to your neighbor and say, hey, I know that it's not real. Like, it doesn't bother me, but like, this is really scaring my kid. Can we please, like... give me some time to work on it, but just for the time being, can we please remove the doormat?
Absolutely better way to
yes,
approach it.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't come over and just think that you can start throwing my shit wherever you want. You are starting the fucking war with me, and I will be damn sure that I win. So you figure out how you want to do it. Do you want your kid to be collateral damage or not? Because I will be very happy to work with you nicely. Yeah. But if you're going to keep coming over and disrespecting me, then I'm not going to give a fuck about your feelings or if your kid's keeping you up all night with his night terrors.
I suppose. I definitely wouldn't. I disagree for sure because I don't. It's kind of like it's kind of like the movie Hunter Killer, right? Where there's one rogue fucking person that's the problem and not the entire country kind of thing. That's exactly what this is. And it's not the family that's causing the problem. It's one person, which is the wife, right? Which is causing all the issues, what it seems to be. Because from what it looks like, the child isn't causing any you're right, issues. No. And then neither is the husband. No. So I would take the two that are the most kind of level-headed and try to talk it through. Right. Well,
yeah, that's why when he said that he talked to the husband and everything, like it sounds like you guys can communicate, but that's what I'm saying though, is like, if we're talking about it and you give like, talk to me nicely and say like, hey, this is causing a problem, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But don't think that you can just come over and throw my shit and I'm supposed to just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And let me take care of this for you. No, go fuck yourself. You were rude as shit first.
Yeah. Do you think that they should go to management?
I mean, yeah, if you can't get it resolved between, like, at this point between the husbands, if it can't get resolved, especially if the mom is like getting more and more aggressive with throwing your stuff, absolutely go to management. 100%. And I would specifically say, like, in my complaint, I'd be like, I don't have a problem with the man. I've tried talking to the man and like we've tried doing this. His wife is continuing to escalate the issue, and it's going to escalate even more if you don't step in now.
And also OP and the family have all the power in their hands because they have it on the ring camera. Yeah. So like this is on camera, it happening, right? Yeah. So that's more ammunition that you have.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like I would be very happy to work amicably with you, but you are not going to be rude and disrespectful towards me and then expect me to do whatever you're asking me to do. Yeah. Absolutely not. Kindness is part of a social contract. If you break your end of that social contract, there's no reason why I should uphold my end.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So what's your overall verdict?
Overall, no, I don't think OP is the asshole.
Okay. So the overall verdict for Reddit was labeled as not the asshole up top, but it was very split.
Really?
Very much so, yeah. So this was the last one that I was going to read, but now I'm going to read it first.
Oh, okay.
So listen, you're going to get a lot of comments saying it's your house, your life. And while that is technically true, the nice thing to do here would be to flip the doormat or move it elsewhere. You don't know anything about this kid other than the few times you've seen him. He might be silent around you, but waking his parents up because he's terrified the clown is under his bed. You don't know, and your immediate assumption that your neighbors are lying doesn't necessarily mean that they are. If they're taking such extreme time and effort from their lives to keep flipping it over without trying to harass you over it, it's probably not a power play. In the end, is this a battle worth fighting? Is making enemies of your neighbors over a really fixable 2-second solution problem worth it? Is this the hill y'all want to die on? Can this mat not be moved temporarily to the garage door or back door or the inside of the doorway? You aren't.
It's an apartment.
They still have all those things.
I guess.
You can have those things in an apartment. You aren't technically in the wrong, I guess, but man, you aren't going to open the door to these neighbors doing you any favors in the future. That's for sure. Edit to add is everyone sucks here. I found that one the most interesting, and it caught a lot of steam on the comments.
Really?
A lot of people agreed because, and that's kind of where I didn't think along that route, I guess. When I initially saw it, I was more so like, the thing that kind of tipped me in the direction of not retaliation, but kind of going along that route that you were describing was that throwing my property, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. But at the same time, reading this, like, this is all true. This is 100% true. And then it kind of got me thinking. And then as I was reading through the comments about, the conversation was going back and forth, a lot of people agreed with this, because you really are starting a war with your neighbor. And like, this could, the husbands, I understand that, but the husbands are on good terms, right? They're talking, communicating, and everything like that. And now, if you escalate this and it continues to escalate, now it's just like, now it's a full on war. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if it is, I understand that like you like the doormat and everything like that. I completely understand that. I respect it. But like, can you move it? Can you move it to the back door? Can you move it somewhere else? You know what I mean?
If you ask me nicely, then maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But if you keep touching my shit, then no.
Right.
I'll put it in front of your fucking door.
Well, okay.
No, I think that's bullshit. I understand that, you're starting a war over something so little. They did that shit first. You were just minding your own business. So why is it now your responsibility to appease these people who just moved in and think that it's okay for them to touch and throw things that don't belong to them and then expect to be treated with basic respect when you're not giving it to other people? Yeah,
I think the wife for sure doesn't deserve that respect, especially like flipping it, I guess, is fine. I guess, if the kid is like super scared of it, like if there's like a phobia or something like that.
Open your mouth and communicate.
Right. But
that.
Throwing it, I think, is kind of the line for me. You know what I mean? But again, I would try to just continue talking to the husband on the other side, you know what I mean? And see if we can get this resolved, because this is a stupid fucking thing to start.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, me and that wife would not be friendly anytime soon. Yeah. Because you just give off bitch behavior.
Yeah. Another comment was, I'd report it as if OP changes the mat, they give her the satisfaction. But what happens when there's something else she doesn't like?
Exactly.
Is OP going to keep giving in?
Exactly.
Another one is not the asshole. I got $5 that says the kid doesn't care. Mom just likes a certain aesthetic in her place. I'd be Halloweening my door up and reporting her butt. I'd also politely tell her that you've got her on video, and the next time she touches your stuff, you're going to the police. I've had this neighbor, and oh my God, the horror stories I could tell. Nip it in the bud now, or she'll try to have you dancing to her tune for as long as you have to live next to her. In all caps, do not make my mistake, LMAO.
Exactly.
You can tell this commenter went through some shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Do not bend to this rude ass bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's a nice way that we can handle this, and there's a very difficult way that we can handle this. And you started it off on the difficult note.
They should definitely. I think I agree mostly with the last one, or the first one. I guess I read it. Everyone sucks here. But like I said, it all comes back for me. It all comes back to actually physically touching the property is where it kind of like starts to tip the scale. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see what everyone else has to say.
That's right. All right, time for our last Am I the Asshole?
All right. So the final story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Supporting My Husband Quitting His Business to Become a Doctor? My husband, 28 male, and I, 27 female, have 2 young children, ages 2 and 1. Recently, my husband's father was diagnosed with cancer, and it's been incredibly hard on him. Not long after, his mom had to have stents placed in her heart. In the past 3 weeks alone, he's taken them to the ER at least 5 times. It's been a lot, and I truly do understand how overwhelming and emotional that is. I've tried to be as supportive as I can, stepping up with the kids and continuing to work full time to keep things stable at home. About 2 weeks ago, everything kind of blew up. He told me he wants to dissolve his real estate business and go back to school to become a doctor. His reasoning is that he wouldn't be able to run the business while also committing to school full time. The part that's been really hard for me is that I've supported him building this business for the past 4 years. I worked full time, raised our newborns and toddlers and and held everything together at home while he was able to fully focus on growing the business. It wasn't easy, but now it's finally at a point where it's successful and can comfortably support our family. And now he wants to walk away from all of that. I completely understand where this is coming from emotionally. Watching your parents go through serious health issues can change your perspective on everything. But at the same time, this decision doesn't just affect him. It affects me and our kids too. Going back to school to become a doctor is a long, demanding, and expensive path. And his plan is to fully step away from the business while I continue working full time, take care of the house, and raise our children. When I pushed back, things escalated. I told him I felt like he was being selfish and not thinking about how this would impact our family. Since then, he's basically shut down. He hasn't been speaking to me for the past 2 weeks. He stopped by this weekend to spend some time with the kids, but he's been staying at his parents' house in the meantime. I feel really torn. I want to support him, especially given everything he's going through with his family, but I also feel overwhelmed, hurt, and honestly a little abandoned. It feels like I'm being asked to carry everything again, just when things were finally becoming stable. Am I the asshole for not supporting my husband's goals?
I think maybe addressing it differently would help. I think does it say what business it is?
It's a real estate business.
A real estate business, okay. And it sounds like it's completely profitable, like it's sustaining their family, right? I would try to guess what I would adjust with this. I don't think you're entirely the asshole because you're coming from an appropriate place. You know what I mean? But how you addressed it wasn't the greatest, right?
How so?
I mean, it's his dream, right? Something he wants to do.
I mean, it's something he just decided on.
Right, but it's something he wants to do, right? It's his goals, his dreams, whatever. And then the emotional thing that's attached to it with his family and stuff like that, going through all the medical stuff. So I can appreciate that. I think a different conversation should have happened, like who can actually fill in for you? Can you hire somebody to fill in for you to keep the business running? Because it's fully sustainable, right? So why just nuke it all together to go to something, try to do both. Right? So get somebody to step in for you to continue the business, right? And then you can go after this. I don't think that his dreams, ambitions, or whatever, his goals, whatever you want to call it, should be just dismissed if that's something he wants to do. But at the same time, it's not just your place to just nuke that because like it's fully functional, right? And you both built it. You know what I mean? You both built the business together.
Took care of everything else while he was building his business.
Yeah, right. So, and it's been going for 4 years. Try to do both is what I would say. But at the end of the day, I definitely appreciate him going for his goals and dreams and stuff like that. But I don't think. What was the question verbatim again?
Well, the last question that she asked was, am I the asshole for not supporting my husband's goals? But the title was, am I the asshole for not supporting my husband quitting his business to become a doctor?
Okay, so kind of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the title's just more detailed.
Yeah, right. Oof. One more time.
Oh, the question?
Yeah, one more time.
Am I the asshole for not supporting my husband quitting his business to become a doctor?
Oof.
At 28.
I don't. Oof. Yeah, he's 28.
And they have
a
2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And probably hasn't started any kind of medical schooling. So that's like 8 years right there.
At least.
That's big. That's fucking big.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8-year commitment. And then you're not going to be making any, I would assume you're not making any money.
You're not gonna make shit.
I think the asshole part of it, right, is that it's pretty much guaranteed that you don't make any money for 8 years. And your wife is going to take care of the house and the finances and make all the money and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's definitely, you're putting your family in a very tight spot because there's no chance of you making any money for the next 8 years. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were going to stand up another business, I guess, and there's a possibility of that making some money, I guess that would be different because like then there's at least a chance some money could be coming in. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's guaranteed that you don't make any money for 8 years. Like it's guaranteed.
Even still, when you're like doing your internship and stuff, they don't make good money.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be making good money until you have your own practice or a surgeon. Like how many years into being a doctor do you have to like start making decent money? So that's the 8 years of school plus however many years it takes you to get to that place in your career.
A residency or something, right?
Depending on how long all that takes.
I don't think she's the asshole for having the concern. It's a huge commitment. And like, it's like we said, it's like 10 years before you actually start making, 8 to 10 years, whatever, before you start making any money, it sounds like. Mm-hmm. And if there's no other form of income except for what she's bringing in, you already built this business from scratch. Keep it going. Yeah. And then do this thing on the side. You know what I mean?
Even that, I would still be like, I think you missed your window, bud. But
28?
Yeah. And you have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and you want to go back to college and then try and get into med school. And then have to start working as a doctor.
If he was like a semester away, I'd be like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This absolutely makes sense. But if you're starting from scratch, which we don't have that information, right?
That's what it sounds like. He's has a real estate. He's built up a real estate business. So there is no evidence that he has any kind of medical background already. So he's doing it because his parents are sick, which I get. I completely understand that you want to feel like you can do something about it. Starting college and trying to get into med school now is not going to do it.
I wonder if there's another way that you can scratch that itch. You know what I mean? I wonder if there's another way, like a conversation that you can have is like, well, instead of becoming like an MD, right? Why not like, and I don't have an example off the top of my head, but something else that can help that community.
I mean, I'd be like, why
volunteer work, or like maybe your successful business can take some of its profits and donate it to that cause. Something like that. Yeah. Something because he obviously wants to scratch this itch, and he feels so strongly about it that he moved out. Right. So obviously the conversation isn't going the way that it needs to. So if he wants to scratch that itch, I say respect that. But this is not the solution. No. You going back to school to be an MD is not the solution. But at the same time, you don't have the right to dismiss what he wants to do, what he feels what's the word?
I mean, I think within reason she does, though, because she's tied to him.
Well, no, it's fine. But there's other ways, like what we just said, like you can take some profits from your established business and help that community in the way that you want to. You don't need to become an MD.
No, I know. But I'm saying I think her view here, like, I think she's completely justified in this because, like, I wouldn't want to be a part of that either. I'd be like, we already have our lives established, and now you want to throw it all back into fucking upheaval when we have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
That's gonna be.
And you think I'm gonna stick around? No.
I mean, yeah, but I think there's, like I said, there's another thing that there's multiple things you can do to scratch that itch, and I think that's what needs to happen. OP's husband needs to.
Like, why don't you volunteer in like the oncology?
Exactly.
Like,
or donate
department or something. Yeah, like you can go and do that and like volunteer your time and talk to people, and you can learn about like the cancer and like the different treatment. There's all these things, or you can get like the real life testimony from them for like what's been happening, how they've been reacting to things, and then take that knowledge and share it with other people. Maybe help their cancer journey go a little bit easier.
What did she say to him verbatim? What was the she said something that clicked with me. I don't remember what it was.
She said, when I pushed back, things escalated. I told him I felt like he was being selfish and not thinking about how this would impact our family. Since then, he's basically shut down, which she didn't say anything that's not true. Well, he is thinking selfishly.
I think that the conversation, they need to come back together, obviously, and have the conversation about
then he needs to not run away.
What else they can do. Don't just shut down the dream, which I don't know if she's doing that or not. She has a valid concern, but he obviously feels very strongly about it. It's his parents, right? Mm-hmm. His parents going through their illness and everything, and he wants to do something to help. This isn't it, though, Chief. No. This isn't it. You need to either take your successful business, take some profits from it, and donate to whatever department that would be.
Yeah, the oncology department.
The oncology, right? Or, volunteer work or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think not starting from scratch for 10 years, that's just not, that's not your solution, man. You got a 2 and a 1-year-old. Like, you are just starting. And you're 28. Yeah. Like, you're, in my opinion, with how long have they been married? Does it say?
I don't know if it said.
I would imagine it's pretty.
It didn't say how long they've been married, but she did say that like she carried everything while he was building up his business. Yep. Yeah, so we know they've been together at least 4 years. Okay, I imagine more if she was putting in all that work for him to build up his business.
Right, and they have a 1 and 2 year old.
But we'll say at the very least they've been together 4 years.
You're kind of just getting started, man.
Yeah,
you're just getting started. Now you want to start all over with a 1 and 2 year old. I can appreciate what you're trying to do. I respect it. Fucking go after it, but just not this. Don't fucking start from scratch. You have a successful business. Keep building on that and do what you're already doing, right? But just add in the additional kind of helping that community in some other way.
Or I mean, if like you really want to learn about the medical stuff, like go pick up a textbook, go take some classes at the local community college. You can probably start with like a medical terminology class, start breaking down what some of those words mean and things like that.
Maybe. Like, I don't know if that would scratch that itch though. I think he's directly
that's
trying
how he's going to have to start if he goes back to college. No, you don't just jump right into fucking med school.
I don't think he's thinking about, I don't think he's thinking about the
long term?
No, not the long term. He is thinking about the long term. He's thinking about the goal. He's not thinking about the route it's going to take to get there,
he's not thinking about the process or anything.
He's probably thinking about helping his parents, right? But not understanding it's going to take like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, like this decision that you make today isn't going to save your parents tomorrow.
My point, though, is that going to a community college and reading a textbook isn't going to scratch that itch, I don't think. But if it does, then fucking do it.
Again, I don't see how that's different than going back to college and then trying to get into med school. You still have to do this. You still have to go back and do those classes.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure they don't let you into med school if you don't even know the terminology. Of course. Like obviously, you're going to have to start there.
Yeah. But
so no matter what,
I think just pulling away,
you still got to take the classes.
I think just pulling away from that altogether is, I don't think that's going to achieve anything. I think you have to pull away from that altogether and just do like the volunteer your time, or volunteer your money, volunteer something, right? Mm-hmm. To scratch that itch, to help your parents, whatever, or that community, whatever. And just, dude, it's too late to be an MD. A different life.
Yeah.
Different life.
So for this one, I have a few like extra comments because there was one with an OP response and then she responded. The first one though said, not the asshole. It sounds like he's having a quarter life crisis and needs therapy. The second one said he can take MCATs and any prerequisite science classes before applying for medical school. It isn't easy to even be accepted to med school. Tell him he can continue to work in real estate while studying for and taking the MCATs and see where that gets him. Somebody else said, I think this is a separate one. Advice. Oh, no, I think this is all the same one. Sorry, I fucked it up. Anyway, they continued saying, if he went through with it, I'd ask for a legal divorce. Not because I don't love him, but because of the student loans and debt that he/you would be tied to as his spouse. If he dropped out or changed his mind about being a doctor a couple of years in, he'd be screwed financially. And OP responded saying, "This is honestly another huge fear of mine. I worked really hard to dig us out of debt between our credit cards, auto loan, and I just finally paid off my own student loans. I worry that if he goes through with this and it doesn't work out, everything ends up falling back on me to fix again." To which somebody else responded, "I'm just concerned that he's willing to throw away everything because he's having a bad time emotionally. This suggests that he lacks resilience and emotional maturity, both of which are going to be pretty serious impediments to completing medical school, along with everything else. He's serious enough about this to threaten his marriage. Is he serious enough to have actually applied to schools or looked into the MCAT? Or is he just assuming he's the one who gets to decide rather than the med schools? I can't see him having the persistence, patience, or maturity to get through med school applications, let alone med school itself. If he insists that's his path, then wish him well and seek a divorce. You'll be doing solo parenting anyway if he does do med school. So this way, you'll at least get some downtime when he has custody, and he'll likely be required to pay child support, so you won't have to do everything."
Okay. Interesting.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree. You don't get to make these crazy financial decisions one-sided and then expect me to just be like, okay, I'll go along. And then when you probably inevitably change your mind again, and then we have all this debt, then I have to just be like, okay, well, it's fine because you got to follow your dream.
Yeah, I think he just needs to go about a different path. Don't go the MD route. Just go volunteer, like we've been saying over and over. Volunteer, do something that's not as drastic. But follow. Definitely, I agreed. Follow what you want to do. Give a fuck about what anybody else thinks. But just don't do this. Don't go the MD route. You're 28. You got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old.
I think there's just a lot that goes into it that is going to cause more problems than is going to help in the long run.
Absolutely. The MD?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All of it. Like everything that he's trying to do, like he's already taking care of his parents. You got your real estate business. You have a wife. You have kids. Now you think that you can just lump in potentially med school in there too. Like that's not going to completely take you away from everything else. Literally everything. From the whole purpose. It's going to take you away from caring for your parents, which is the purpose for you doing this in the first place. Yeah. So and that's what I'm saying. You need to back away from the whole MD thing. It's like you're 28, you got a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, a wife, a business. That's just it's not realistic to do, but take the concept and just kind of downgrade it a little bit and help in other ways. You already have a solid foundation. You have a successful business, all that kind of stuff. Just I wouldn't throw any more wrenches into the situation that's already like on shaky ground, it seems. Yeah, just I mean it sounds like the OP, the wife was trying to like help keep things situated at home so he could focus more on his parents. But like, yeah, that would definitely push me over the edge if I was her. And I'd be like, I'm already doing all of this. And now you want to step away even further. Especially if he's like, I don't know how this feels, but like being like super close to like your family or your parents or whatever, you know what I mean? I can see how that would hit you emotionally. I can't speak to that because I don't, but being super close and like seeing them every day, like Sunday dinners kind of shit. And then all of a sudden they're sick. I can appreciate you going through some shit mentally. No, I totally get that. But that's where I'm saying MD is not it, Chief. Yeah, you can't lead with your emotions in this situation. You have to have that logic in there still. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in a really bad situation. Immediately, the first thing that I thought when I read this was like student loans. That was the very first thing that I thought of was like, you're going, not just college student loans, med school student loans. Well, you're going to be in like 6-digit debt. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know any doctors personally, but I've heard like stories and people talk about it and stuff like that. And people that have been like active doctors for years talk about they're still paying off student loans. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, because like say that, you want to be a surgeon, you want to specialize in cancer. Maybe you want to specialize in a special kind of cancer. Like all of that, it's going to rack up.
Oh, yeah.
And like, yeah, it takes so much time. You're not going to learn this stuff overnight.
That's what this is, right?
Even what?
What is the specialty that he's?
Oncology.
What is
Cancer treatment.
Oh, okay. Even getting into that, because you have to get through all the basics, and
that's what I'm saying.
So many layers to
it. This is going to keep you further from helping your parents than you just focusing on helping them right now.
I wonder if there's somebody, not to get too off topic, but I wonder if there's somebody that OP's husband can talk to like, I don't think this needs fucking therapy, but maybe, I don't know. But like somebody to talk to be like, I want to help. Like I have all this, right? I have all this. But I want to help this. Like I want to help, this, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how can I do that without becoming like a medical, an MD? You know what I mean? Like I still think
that therapy would be good, because that could be a different outlet, like an impartial place for him to talk about these feelings.
Yeah.
And like, obviously you can talk to his wife, but when you're talking about making a drastic change like this, she's immediately like this going to start thinking about all the instability that's going to bring. And it's going to be more so about how it's going to affect the family and less about what's going to make you happy.
I think that right there is the problem. That's a great point. That is a great fucking point, because I think that now you're just, and this is why I have such a problem with these kind of, these stories, right? Because like, one side is super emotional, right? And that right there, you'd bring the wife into it that has valid concerns, right? But then she's just bringing emotions. And now you just have an emotional fucking
Well, that's what I was going to say is that you need somebody that can give you that pushback that she's giving you without you taking it so personally. Because she's also completely justified in what she said.
But I'm sure she's not coming up with these ideas like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do. Let's do that, but let's do it a different way. I'm sure that conversation is happening.
But I don't think he would be receptive to that, even if she did. That's why you need somebody else.
Like a third party to sit down with and actually be like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. I think that's a great idea. And just take the emotions out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, definitely, like you said, talk to somebody. Maybe talk to your parents' doctor and just be like, hey, what was it like when you went to, like something like that. They will probably tell you, don't fucking do it. Do not get into this right now.
Even
help
more
your
so.
Parents. Like somebody who went through it can give you that like kind of firsthand, that experience, insight.
To take it a step further is that not only could they kind of talk you off that ledge, if you will, but also like, what other ways can I help?
That's what I was going to say too, is like their doctor is going to be like, they have so much experience with like all the different things that people are dealing with, how their families react and stuff. Yeah. He's going to know, the doctor is going to know things that like a book isn't going to tell you, that even a fucking Google search isn't going to tell you. So yes, absolutely go talk to that doctor, but also go to therapy and vent this out and like, try and come up with different ways to address it. But
he's obviously very close.
He's
obviously very close with his parents. So yeah, I mean, therapy would be a good outlet.
Just to be able to work through it.
I don't know if that's an end all be all kind of solution, but like we had said, talking to like, I mean, I don't know if you can do this because like HIPAA and stuff like that. But I don't know if it is an option to sit down with their doctor and be like, hey, they told me all this stuff. This is what I'm tracking. I would really want to help. I'm thinking about going to be a medical doctor. They can kind of shoot that down. But like, okay, if I can't do that, then how can I help? Like, I really want to do something. And I think that's the conversation that's not happened between OP and the husband. Doesn't make her an asshole for it. But he needs to have those outlets to have that third party kind of input to still achieve your goal, but don't nuke your entire life.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, that was our last Am I the Asshole story for this week.
So now it's time for our votes for the Asshole of the Week award. So who you voting for? Story 1 is Chipotle bathroom drama. Story 2, grocery store disappointment. Story 3, doormat neighbor. Story 4, aspiring 28-year-old doctor.
I think the Chipotle guy was the biggest asshole.
1,000%.
Yeah, definitely. He was, I think so. Because like the last one, there was the emotional attachment. And then the second one, she was just trying to tell a little girl, stop being a dick. And then, the little girl was the dick. What was your second one again?
Doormat neighbor.
Yeah.
For my
Okay.
neighbor.
Yep. I'm sticking with.
And
yep,
I guess we got to be
mine.
careful too about like, because asshole of the week, it doesn't need to be, I guess we should specify. It doesn't need to be
It doesn't
OP.
need to be OP. I feel like
Just
because
the
a lot of
story.
times it's not OP.
Just like Bridezilla.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
Right.
we're not calling OP the asshole.
Exactly. The asshole of the week award is just somebody within the story.
Yes.
Which would be, in this one, what we're saying, story one,
Yes,
the Chipotle
that's the
bathroom
asshole of
drama,
the week.
is the guy that was banging on the fucking door.
Yes.
Though I will say, though,
The
it's a
angry Chipotle
pretty
man.
close, for me, it's a pretty close second when you bring a hate crime into it.
Yeah.
So if people end up voting for story number 2, which is the grocery store disappointment, the little girl that was using,
That's fair.
what was it, hate
Speech.
That's a close second.
Yeah.
It's a close
Yeah,
second.
that's fair.
But I think the guy,
yep.
especially when he was loitering outside.
Well, it started with him pounding on the door. That right there, like, you're in public.
Yeah. People can see you, my
Yes.
guy. I agree.
Like-
My vote is also story 1, Chipotle bathroom drama.
Yeah, I feel good about that vote.
There you go. Let us know what your vote is in the comments, and we'll announce the winner at the beginning of next week's Am I the Asshole Files, which will release on May 22nd.
Yeah. Were there any votes on like the previous ones?
The previous ones.
The previous Am I the Assholes?
What?
There's only been like a couple of these episodes, right?
Yeah. So the first one, I don't think there was really a whole lot of votes that I noticed. This last one, though, for Gemily, there was one person that voted story number 4, but then there was a few that was the Gemily.
I don't even remember what that story was. I'm not gonna lie. Story number 4.
I don't remember which one that was.
Oh, the boyfriend that didn't fix the tire.
Oh,
Fair.
there you go. Yeah.
But
I think the bridesmaid that was stalking her ex fucking bridesmaids.
I think Gemily
and then delivering the flowers.
I still think that OP is better off having been kicked out of the party.
I would love to see if someone can get a hold, if they did make it, the new not pamphlet. What's it called?
Oh yeah, I wonder if OP's name got added to
what was it?
it.
Abigail was fucking crossed out. I wonder if OP was crossed out too, because you should frame that. Before we wrap up, we want to let everybody know, we want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree, have some topic requests, or maybe have your own Am I the Asshole story. We want to hear about it. So feel free to drop a comment, send us a direct message, or email us. All of our links and information is available at our website, which is therantingpodcast.com. Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
Yeah, did you like this one?
Yeah, I had fun. Everybody vote.
Yeah, let us know if you like us tossing it back and forth too.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we both get, the reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's it for us. If you like the show, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.